welcome back to my channel, Beautiful Minutia. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany, and today I am sharing my 2026 reading journal with you. For this year's reading journal, I kind of went with a simpler journal from Hobby Lobby. So this is not anything fancy or expensive or anything like that. In fact, the stickers on the front are my own. It didn't come designed like this or anything. My older sister actually got me this Mr. Rogers stickers like a year or two ago, and I've been looking for the perfect place to put them. So it's going on the front of next year's reading journal so I can just see it all the time and be super happy. But yeah, I just got this from Hobby Lobby. Last year I kind of did a fancier journal that was actually technically a sketchbook, but the outside of it was really pretty and it was smaller than what I was used to, and I decided I didn't want to do that again this year. I really desperately wanted to go back to a bullet journal that has a dot grid like this one, because it makes it easier for me to line things up. It makes it easier for me to draw if I want to do any sort of artwork. And I was finding that just really was not working in the sketchbook that I was using as a journal last year. So I have returned to the typical bullet journal. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be way more fun and easier to do the spreads I want to do this year. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is just a color code for me for the shelfie that I have that I'll show you in a little bit. I use Tombow dual brush pens to decorate and for the different colors, and so I wanted a place to write down what the colors specifically were because I have a lot of them. So most of the decorations for this bullet journal were used with Micron pens and Tombow dual brush pens. So I will link anything that you can buy online for this journal. I will go ahead and link it so that way you can check it out yourself. But here is my 2026 reading journal. So I kind of had a tiny bit of a crisis when I was setting this up, because initially I thought I wanted to kind of go with a cozy, dark academia vibe, which is why you see like this sticker, the wood, even like the yellow kind of works because it's kind of almost more of like a darker yellow, and then like the yellowing page up here. But I added some things a little bit later in my bullet journal that made me realize I don't want to do that this year. That's what I did last year, and I wanted to do something different this year. Instead, I wanted to go with something a little bit more bright and floral and maybe a bit pastel in the color palette. So that's how I kind of transitioned this, by using this light colored Tombow pen for the 2026, and then this kind of like mason jar full of dried flowers. This is actually from my friend Dia, who sent it to me I think a couple of years ago, and I have another one also, and they're supposed to be used as bookmarks I think, but I thought this one just looked so perfect here, and they're actually dried flowers from her. Personally, it didn't come like that. She made these herself, which is really fun. So we're gonna go on to my shelfie, and this is evident. This is where I had the crisis, and you can tell because I had already decided. I had seen this idea on, I think, Instagram, of a shelfie with a fireplace, like a brick fireplace with the shelves on either side, and I thought that looks so cozy, that looks so perfect. So I went ahead and drew all that in there and used pen. And then it was too late, so I decided I would add some additional flower stickers on here, and then rather than coloring the bricks like kind of a dark color, I went with the gray color instead to make them look more stone and more of like a cooler color palette than doing like a red brick or a darker brick. So the space on the shelfie page does allow room for 135 books, which should be probably just about right for me. I think most years I read at least 100 books, but it's typically more like 120 to 130. That doesn't include DNFs. So I do have a separate DNF page that I can put those elsewhere. So this should be enough space for me. I hope. I do always track all of my short stories separately if they're not in one collection. But say I read in October, I read 4 different Poe short stories, but I didn't read like a whole collection. So I did actually list those all separately. So that's part of the reason why my count ends up being so high, is because I do count things like that and manga, which are short. So I'm hoping this will be enough space. If it's not, I do have some blank spaces where I can fill in elsewhere, but maybe I should have Maybe I should have had a blank page after this or done a Dutch door, but I didn't do that, and that's okay. We're good. So moving on to this page, this is my monthly tracking spread. I did one of these last year and I really, really liked the format of this one. I used to do a year in pixels for like a year in review kind of thing, and I'd have different categories and I'd color in a certain amount of pixels. So like there was a total books read section and I'd color in, I don't know, like 10 pixels for the month of January with January's color, and it was all color coded. It looked cool at the end of the year, but I find this to be a little bit more functional. So I have each of the months. The things that I'm tracking are total number of books, star ratings, if I DNF'd a book, the format of the book, so a physical book, audiobook, ebook, or a combination of any of those three, whether the book was a reread, a buddy read, whether I owned or purchased it from the library. And then with this, I can also track the number of pages, which was not something that I could do in that pixel spread. So this is something that I do kind of like a little bit more, but it's kind of more of a simple vibe, but I do really like it. I used some paper that I got at Hobby Lobby and then cut out the letters on my Cricut, and instead of gluing the letters in, I used the outline because I like how that looked on the top, and I really, really liked that font, but I did not feel like being fiddly and doing every single letter and pasting them. So I just tried to copy the font as best as I could, and I did it on some future pages as well because I just thought it was a really cute font that fit kind of a more whimsical floral setting. So I did kind of copy it on this page as well. Here's the DNF page I was talking about. And then monthly favorites. So this is where I will track my favorite book of each month. So there are 12 spaces, one book for each month. This does not automatically equate being my top 12 books of the year, because there might be months that I have several 5 stars, and there might be books where my favorite book of the month was only 4-star and didn't measure up to some books from other months that didn't even make the spread. But it is just kind of fun to see what my favorite book for each month was. Next, we're moving on to my series overview page. This looks almost identical to the page that I did 2 years ago in my 2024 journal, and I really liked how that looked, and it was much more functional than the one that I did last year. So on here, I do have some series that I am in progress of. Attack on Titan is one that's been going on for a while with Christy, and then I have Emily Wilde, Secrets of Ormdale, and Anne of Green Gables, which are all series that I started in 2025. I'm almost done with Emily Wilde and Anne of Green Gables, so I certainly anticipate finishing those in 2026. But then I also included Gregor the Overlander and the Queen's Thief, because those have been carried from bullet journal to bullet journal for the past like 4 years, and I want to finally make some progress on those as well. Next up, we have my classics TBR. You probably saw my video yesterday of all of the classics I am planning to read in 2026. The one that's not included in here is Paradise Lost, because I set up this page before I decided that I wanted to have 13 classics instead of 12 and split Paradise Lost over the summer. So that's not on here, but that's okay. I'm fine with the way that this is. And then over here also, I have just this kind of grid paper, and I really thought that this was cute because it matches color wise, and it just has lines for me to put different classics books, because I track every single classic I read over the course of the entire year. Not only just for my own records, because I think it's fun and I like tracking that, but also because at the end of every year, I do a ranking video of all of the classics that I've read for the year, and they're all on one page. If I do it this way, I don't have to go back to my shelfie page and find the classics color and then go through and find all the classics. Instead, they're all just in one spot. So it definitely makes things easier for me. Next up are my Patreon pages. So for my Patreon, once a month, I read a book recommended to me by one of them and do a spoilery vlog of the entire experience. So that's what this page is for. So there's 12 spaces, one for each month. Patreon group reads, we have always done 2 months on, 1 month off for, group reads. Well, actually, sometimes we've done every other month. I think it was last year that we started doing 2 months on, 1 month off. And so it means that we're not reading together every single month. It gives a little bit of a break in there, but you'll notice that instead of 8 spaces, there are 7. That is because in January and February, we are splitting up one big book over 2 months, because I always try to choose books that are 300 pages or less to make it easier for people to squeeze them in a month, because I know we all have so much going on. And so that's kind of been the format that I've tried to take, but there are a lot of books that we don't read because they're longer. So in January and February, we will be reading Sylvie's Lovers by Elizabeth Gaskell. So that's why there's 7 instead of 8 spaces. Over here, we have a place to put all of the reads for my in-person book club. Again, you'll notice there actually aren't 12 on this page. There are 11, and that's because we take the month of December off. Instead, we just meet together and have a Christmas party, and we don't worry about reading a book because we all have enough going on in the month of December anyway. So that's why that's like that. At the time of me filming this, we have not yet chosen our 2026 TBR for the year. So by the time this video goes up, I will know and will have this page filled out. But as of right now, the only book that I know that we're reading right now is January's book. So I didn't fill that in. I just kind of like left it, and I'll come back to it when I have that list. But on the opposite page, I have my 2026 goals. These are pretty much identical to what I just talked about in my goals video, so I'm not really going to go over these. I'm just going to link that video in case you want to watch it. But this is actually one of my favorite pages in the entire book because I just really like this dusty pink color with the navy color, and being able to find Tombow dual brush pens that so perfectly match this scrapbooking paper was just amazing. It made me really happy. So one of my goals is to read more from my bookshelf, and that's what these next couple of spreads are about. So on this page, we have the Read What You Own challenge, which is co-hosted by Crystal from Fiber Artsy and a whole bunch of other people. So basically what they do is you make a rule for yourself that you have to read so many books from your own shelf before you're allowed to purchase a new book. The original kind of goal was 100 books, but I figured that means that I can't buy a new book for most of the year. So I decided that I was going to do 50 books instead because that seems less intimidating and a good way to start out. If I want to continue and do more, I can just set up another page later in my bullet journal and do it again if I want to. So over here, I have a tracker so I can track the books I've read from my bookshelf, the books I've purchased, and the books I've unhauled. And I wanted to do this last year, and I started to set up a page for this, but then I never went back to that page. So I'm hoping I can actually track that this year, especially since it is in line with some of my actual goals. Next up, we have buddy reads and challenges for next year. So this is just a monthly spread for me to be able to put what I'm reading with who each month. I have spaces for my Patreon and book club every single month, as well as buddy reads that I already know I'm doing and events that I know that I'm participating in. I'm planning on participating in less in 2026, as you'll know from my goals video, but I do still have some that I'm definitely participating in, like Feb Regency, Middle Grade March, K-Tropathon, Victober, and Nonfiction November. So I do have the spaces on here. I already know what I'm reading for Feb Regency, so I could just leave that on there. I don't know what I'm reading for anything else yet, but I guess I know I'm reading Lady Audley's Secret for the October. But for everything else, I might wait and see what the prompts are, and then I have spaces to put what the prompts are and what I'm reading and all that kind of stuff. But again, I copied that same font because I liked how it looked with kind of the floral theme. I talked about this in my goals video as well. So these are scratch off TBR cards. I think they're so cute. And I love the color palette, and I love that they're kind of floral, and that actually kind of shifted me into doing more of a floral theme than the cozy academia vibe that I was going for. So basically you write your book on the card, and then there's these stickers that go on top, and then you can scratch them off when you're ready to go for them. I only have 11 cards here. They're actually double-sided, but I wanted to put them in my journal, so I didn't use both sides, which is totally fine. So that's what I'm doing with these. I don't have them set up for specific months because I just want to be able to scratch it off when I have time. So I already know I'm not going to have time in January, but maybe I'll have time in February, or maybe I'll scratch off 3 of them in May, or it kind of gives me the openness to be able to do that. But all of these books are books that have been on my shelf for a while that I genuinely want to read. So they're not books that are like on a read or rid project. If I don't read them, I have to get rid of them. They're books that I've been meaning to get to and just haven't for whatever reason. So hopefully this will help me have a little bit of a push to do that. Next up, we have kind of like a 2026 in review spread. So on this page, I have like the book awards, which might have things such as funniest book or biggest tearjerker or most disappointing read or things like that. I do have space at the bottom. I've room for 3 more awards. So we'll just kind of see what I end up putting there because I just don't know yet, but I have the option to have 3 more. And then over on this page, this is just strictly a review page with some graphs for genres and star ratings, most read authors, spaces for the shortest and longest books, my favorite book in certain genres, however many books I read, however many pages I read, all the totals will go on this page, and it'll just be kind of a fun snapshot kind of a page. I did that for the first time in my 2025 journal, but at the time of me filming this, 2025 is not yet over, so I haven't completed it. So I might regret putting this in here if I don't like filling that out for my 2025 journal, but I really like the idea of it, so I included it. A page that I did not do in my 2025 journal, but did do in my 2024 journal and really missed this year was the new to me authors page. I really loved the idea of being able to just write all of the brand new to me authors I've read in that year. And I didn't do that last year, and I wish that I had, because it makes it kind of easy at a glance to look and see, oh yeah, that was the first time I read them was this year, and I want to read more from them next year. And it's just kind of nice to like look at how many new authors I've tried in a year. So I'm really happy that this page made a comeback in 2026. All the other pages are actually not bookish related, but just other kind of content or entertainment. So this is my video games page. I liked how the pixelation came out, but I don't really like anything else about this page because it's not very cute. It's just very utilitarian, but that's okay because I really like being able to track my video game playing. So on this right here, these are all backlisted games that I've either started and not finished or haven't even picked up at all. And I do want to purchase less video games in 2026, but I know that there will be times where there will be a sale that I can't pass up, or I'm going to get an eShop gift card or whatever. And so I do want to have a place to put the books, or I mean the games that I purchase. But I want to be able to put like when I purchased it, if I played it, if I finished it, if it was a new favorite game. So this is kind of, again, more utilitarian, but will be useful and definitely used. Then this is for other types of entertainment. So as you can guess, this is my music page for K-pop. I've done this for the past couple of years, having a page where I can just write songs that I just loved, songs of the year. And it's really fun to kind of look back on and see songs that I've just really enjoyed. And then I talked to Victoria from a musical bookworm last year when I had this in my bullet journal spread. And she's like, oh, I did that for things I watched, but I didn't do it for music. I should do that. And I'm like, oh, I didn't do that for things I watched. So I'm doing that this year. I don't watch a whole lot of things, so obviously there's not a ton of room on this. I listen to far more, but this will be something I fill out probably either at the end of a month or even at the end of the year or something. So this will be, more just favorites over the course of the entire year. This will be everything I watch, I guarantee you, because I don't watch very much TV or movies, but I wanted to be able to look back and see what I did watch, whether they were TV shows or movies with my family or with my friends or whatever. I did want a place to be able to track that and look back at that at the end of the year. After that, we have some blank pages because you never know what you're going to forget. So I left these blank intentionally, and then we're diving into January's spread. So I have room on the left-hand page here for all the videos that I'm planning to film and upload in January. You'll notice they're blank because I haven't filled them in yet, but there are more than normal because of the 12 days of Christmas. So there's an additional like 5 or 6 videos that are because of the 12 days of Christmas. But I also have spaces here for Patreon videos, for live shows, and I'll probably put like our Sylvia's Lover Zoom chat date on there as well. So I've done this really frequently in the past and having a little calendar there, and usually I'll highlight which days I'm posting on YouTube, Patreon, etc. I'm doing something different this year. So I have my tentative January TBR in here. You're getting a sneak peek if you're watching this because that video is coming out next week, and there might even be a little bit more on there than there is right now. But I saw someone do this, I think either on Instagram or YouTube, and I loved the idea of it. So they had a color for each book, and then they would like have the line in that color on the day they started it, and then have that line continue until they finished it. And so it was an opportunity for them to see how long it took them to finish a book and on what days were they reading what books. And I just thought that that was such a cool idea. I really love that idea. So I will be doing that. I'd love to say that I'm going to do that for the whole year, but I don't know, because will I even do it in January? I don't know. I mean, that's the plan, but I might realize this really doesn't work for me. It's okay if it doesn't, but I really want to try it because I think it would be a really fun snapshot of the month to be able to see what you're reading one day. The last page in January is just a space for January memories, so I'll jot down things that happened in our family or ways the Lord has blessed us or funny things that happened. Like, there's a variety of different things I could put here, but I also always put what I'm playing on the Switch, what I'm listening to, what I'm watching, and then other favorites like maybe recipes that I cooked or a product that I discovered and was using constantly. So those spaces are so valuable for me when I go back to make my favorite things videos for you each quarter or each season. I can look back at those and it's like a snapshot of what I was enjoying when. And then it's just really nice to flip through at the end of the year or even years later. I've done this with other journals, and years later to flip back and see what was happening in that month, in that year. So that's just really cool and something I really enjoy. So anyways, this is my 2026 bullet journal, mostly reading journal with a couple of other things thrown in there. I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. If you are a book journaler, do you tend to choose like themes? What kind of pages do you include in your journal? Do you buy one of those pre-made ones? Do you make your own journal? Do you just write your thoughts as you go? I'd be really curious to hear how you go about bullet journaling and pages that you include, because I might steal your idea and include those pages in my bullet journal because I did leave some blank spaces. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like and also subscribe so you can continue to see more bookish content from me and more of the 12 days of Christmas. And I will see you again tomorrow.